Well, this is new. So these guys came up with a new idea of passing their time by making videos. Anyway, those videos are for other people, but this one is pretty serious and it's very important that you listen to me carefully. So today, we're going to talk about gloves. So, hand gloves. What do we know? What have we learned? We have seen, of course, the utility of it in sports, in factories and everything. But what about in fashion? So, gloves have been a part of the fashion diaspora since the early 20th century. Now, if you think about it, a British gentleman, a fashionable British gentleman of the early 1900s, had 6 pairs of gloves for one single day, for 6 different occasions in the day. Just imagine, 6. What happened to dressing for the occasion? Anyway, so as the time went ahead, the gloves hit the motomania struck 1920s. And that was one of the most beautiful times ever. Now, these gloves were essential accessories for the driver. Why? Because back then the cars had an exposed cable, so the driver had to expect dust, oil, water, pollution, mud, anything that he was going ahead to. Hence, it was important. Now, also the fact that the steering wheels were made of wood, so the driver always faced the danger of injuring himself by splinters or by extreme friction. So the hand armor was the leather driving gloves. Now let's talk about something, a very little element, which was there back in the cars when it was invented, and it's still there now. A very small pull-out chamber that we see in the passenger seat of our cars, of every car. You can't find a car without that. You know what's called? The glove compartment. Yes, that very one where you keep your documents, the car documents, or at times you keep your unfinished burger there. Please keep your cars clean. It's important. So yeah, the glove compartment. No prizes for guessing that why is it called what it is called. Another important event in the leather driving glove history was the cafe racing revolution. So 1960s saw one of the best eras for every motorhead out there. So these war veterans celebrating freedom asked for the perforated design, the breezy rides, the breezy arms, yet it gave them the rigid flexibility, oxymoron flex, and the fact that it was a perfect fit. The style, the culture, the revolution, it all came together to form such an important and such a strong fashion statement back then that it is still relevant now. What do you wear when you go for a wedding? Your formals or your traditional wear, like your sherwanis, kurtas, saris for the ladies, right? So what happened to dressing for the occasion properly? Why has it gone for a toss and has been narrowed down to these specific mega occasions? Why don't we change the game a little bit? So suppose you are up for a long drive on a date. You're bound to dress to impress, right? What I am saying is complete the look. You could be riding your Continental GT650 or your Harley. Or if you're a 4-wheeler person, you could be on your Merc or your BMW, anything. Just get those gloves on and feel the breeze, my man. Because your drive is for relaxation. It's not a competitive ride. Neither are you going to ride on a dirt track. So just feel the breeze. And yet it keeps your hand protected from anything that come your way. It keeps the sweat and oil away from the steering wheel and the handlebars. And the functionality and flexibility is unquestionable. So, yeah, what reminds me over here is Ryan Gosling from Drive, right? Beautiful movie, and those gloves, oh my god. And of course, who can forget Jason Statham in the Transporter series? Literal chills, guys. So this brings me to my last segment, and rather the most important point over here. That's fashion. Automotive fashion is evolving, and it is taking a very smooth and seamless turn. And I honestly, personally feel that we should let this tide ride us. So, just as an accessory, a glove, a leather driving glove or a leather riding glove, is a very important fashion addition. And I think this is going to change the game. The bespoke look of a good quality leather driving glove or a leather riding glove is unmatched. And the entire complete look that you get speaks loads about your fashion statement, about your knowledge, and about your gentlemanship. So here I'm saying, gentlemen, suit up, get proper. It's kind of a necessity now.